Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Zhanna. And today I want to talk about one of my favorite topics that I coach on women doctors and orthodontists, and that is how to erase a one-star Yelp review. I know how crushing it feels to work so hard, give everything to this practice. It is your baby, and then somebody leaves a rude and unfounded one-star Yelp review. Maybe it's a Google review. But I know how soul-crushing it feels because you care tremendously. You put so much effort, so much time, so much sacrifice, education. If you're a mom, you are balancing the impossible, kids and the business ownership, and trying to stay sane and friends and sleep and drinking water and all these things. And then you get a one-star Yelp review because you don't accept their dental insurance or something silly. You did an amazing treatment, they were happy, and then a year later, for some reason, they leave you a bad one-star Yelp review. I know how soul-crushing it can be. So I don't want to minimize that, but I want to help you move forward quickly. And first thing that I always tell my clients is that every successful company on the planet has less than 5-star Yelp reviews. A real one, not a fake one. And I'm not going to say who, but let's say I know somebody very closely to me who overnight received 255-star Yelp reviews in their practice. Needless to say, they were all fake. There are companies that will do this. I don't know how they do it, how they're purchased. I don't know who does that. But there are companies that will create this fake online identity for your practice. And I just want you to know that your patients are not dumb. People are not stupid. If somebody has hundreds and is only 5.0, really? Is that really real? Do you think Tesla has 5.0 or Amazon? No, they don't. Real companies, real people are not perfect. 5.0 is perfect. No one is perfect. Okay? So that's number one. You not having a 5.0 stars on Yelp doesn't make your practice less valuable than somebody down the road, but it makes it actually real. Okay? So patients will go. So that's the first thing I want to tell you. And then the second thing is you probably are thinking, oh, I'm going to try to get that one-star Yelp review removed. Or some people are even like trying to sue the patient or things like that. And listen, you can do this. That's fine. But there's a faster way. Do you know what it is? I always tell my clients, if you get a one-star Yelp review, the minute you get it, what you want to do is you want to bury it in 10 5-star Yelp reviews. Okay? So I want you to see a one-star Yelp review as a challenge, as like, let's go. Let's just bury it under the 5-star, like 10, 15 5-star Yelp reviews. And let me tell you something. The strategies I'm going to teach you today, you can get those 5-star Yelp reviews, 10 or 15 of them, in like a week or two. That's what my clients inside of the Boutique Practice Mastermind are doing. A week or two is enough to completely cover that 1-star Yelp review and get your ratings back on the top. Okay? So that's where I want you to focus your intention. A couple of episodes ago, I was talking about how to lower the mental load of practice ownership. It was episode number 87. If you missed, go ahead and listen to it. And I talked to you there about how the majority of people feel stressed because they're trying to manage their circumstances. But what I want you to know is where energy flows, where focus goes, energy flows. What you focus on is the most important thing in your entire life, let alone your practice. So I want you to be very discerning with what you choose to put your focus on. Because unless you choose, unless you actively participate, which is a beautiful thing, right? Because you have a free will. Unless you choose to focus on certain things, your brain will always pull your attention towards the negativity. It's just a survival brain. That's how we all evolved. It's a normal thing. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. So stop watching YouTube videos trying to figure out what's wrong with you. You're fine. We all are negative. That's okay. But we get to choose what we focus on. And whenever you get a 1-star Yelp review, I want you to see it as, let's freaking go. Challenge accepted. 10 or even 15 5-star Yelp reviews. Here's how you're going to get them quickly. Make it very easy for your patients to leave. Actually, let's back up. Number 1, depending on your specialty, let's start asking your existing patients for Yelp reviews, regardless of their treatment journey. You can have a consultation with somebody, and they're so happy to sign up for treatment. Ask them for a Yelp review. Most of you think that you have to deliver the thing. You have to take braces off. You have to deliver 6-unit bridge. You have to finish whitening or whatever. You have to deliver the outcome to ask for Yelp review. Wrong. People have great experiences throughout their treatment. As a matter of fact, a lot of the time they forget how amazing their treatment was. And you're waiting for like a year or two to ask for the Yelp review. If you're an orthodontist, let's do it way earlier. Okay? So we're going to start asking patients at any point of their patient journey for our 5-star Yelp review. Okay? That's number 1. Number 2, make it like a campaign. Gather your team, talk to your office manager if you have one, and say, all right, guys, we got a 1-star Yelp review. The goal is in the next week or the next 2 weeks, 15 5-star Yelp reviews. So here's what we're going to do. Depending on how much team you have, you can say, okay, each assistant, each day you have to ask 5 patients for a Yelp review. 5 every single day. If you have evening huddles, amazing. You can double check how it went. If you only have morning huddles, amazing. Next morning, say, okay, Zhanna, you, how many patients have you asked? What were their names? How many gave the review? Erica, you, how many did you have? Lucas, what about you? Right? Go, go, go. Like call on people and be specific, not just let's get more Yelp review. Be extremely specific with your team. The goal for each of you is to ask 5 patients per day, 3 patients per day, depending on how big your team is. Okay? Point number 3, make it super easy for patients to complete a Yelp review. Okay? What you want to do is you want to take the URL, the website page of your practice's Yelp, and create a QR code out of it. You can pop it in the ChatGPT, or there are services as well where you can just Google free QR code. The problem with those is they're free for a couple of weeks and then they ask you to pay for it. Otherwise, it expires. So you either pay for that service, or I just put it in the ChatGPT. You have to play with it sometimes a little bit. Sometimes Chat doesn't, like, it gives you the QR code, but you have to scan it to make sure it works. But it will give you the code. So scan that QR code and put it somewhere. Some of my clients get fancy and they have some fancy cards that do that. I can't remember what I call it, NFC or something like that. You literally can just print it in Canva. If you didn't know that service, canva.com, it's free. If you do the paid version, it's like $12 a month. It's nothing. And you can create a really pretty little, kind of like a postcard that you laminate with a QR code. You give it to every single assistant. You put it on every single station that you have. And so whenever any of your patients has like the slightest smile or good experience, you ask them for a Yelp review. Okay, so that's point number 3. Make it super easy for them so they don't have to like go and search for Yelp and your practice's name. Just here, scan it on your code. Everybody has a smartphone these days. Scan it on your phone. Point number 4 of this campaign that you're launching to get 15 Yelp reviews fast is have them fill it out in front of you. Okay? And here's what you're going to say. You're going to teach your staff to say that too. Hey, we would love for you, if you had a great experience, would you mind leaving us a Yelp review? They're like, yes. They're like, here, please scan this, and you can just leave it right now. And you literally stand there, your assistants stand in front of the patient. And the patient starts typing, and they can say something like, I just want to make sure you can navigate well. Let me help you navigate. And then once they gather the page, you may not necessarily look at what they're typing, but you are there. Now, some patients will say, oh, you know what? Can I just fill it out at home? I can't quite think of anything. So do not let them go home, because if they leave your office, they're not going to finish that Yelp review. You want to encourage them to do it right there while they're at their appointment. So you're going to tell them, listen, just 2 sentences is totally fine. We don't need a novel, just 2 sentences. It was great. I'm so happy. Like, you really don't have to overthink it. And here's how you position it. You say that we don't want to burden you. I don't want to put all this pressure on you trying to write a novel. Just 2 simple sentences are more than enough. And that's how you get the patient to finish the review right then and there. And if you want to give them a little incentive, like a free floss, or like Coca Floss, or a free $5 Starbucks gift card, that's not going to hurt. Offer that, and then your assistant is literally standing there with a QR code and with a gift card or with a Coca Floss. And like, I can't wait to give this to you. You just have to scan this, just put a couple sentences, and you're off to go. All right, my friend? So that is how you erase a 1-star Yelp review. Sure, you can't talk to Yelp, and then it's like complicated. You have to submit all the documentation to prove that it was an unfounded comment. If somebody on the team can help you do this, amazing, go for it. But the faster way is to just bury it in 10 or 15 5-star new Yelp reviews. And I just gave you step by step on how to do it. And as always, with this podcast episode comes a worksheet that has all these steps outlined. So you can just download it in the show notes below and print it out, and you know exactly what to do. All right. Happy Yelping. Bye, guys.